Brosplay!
Hey, welcome back. How you guys been? We had an intermission. We never do that.
That's true. We haven't done that since last summer.
Probably, yeah. We've been doing mostly recordings with sorry, my microphone's a little.
We're both adjusting our microphones. We're terrible.
Probably doesn't sound very good. Yeah, we're for the first time in a long time doing a daytime session. Normally it's like after one of us works, so we have like a very short amount of time.
Yeah, it's a tiny window. It's usually maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, and we can get 3 episodes in.
Yeah, usually 3.
So,
Matchmaking's off.
Yeah, we started in offline mode. I don't know if you were disconnected or what.
Fuck, I have no one to. I have no one to summon. Oh, what am I doing? I gotta at least try it one time.
Yeah, we gotta. Let's do it solo, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what we're about to walk into, so this could be easier said than done.
From a personal standpoint, this is my least favorite boss fight.
Oh,
I wouldn't say it's actually bad. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's actually a bad design. I think it's pretty well done, actually. As to what these guys are doing, couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah, it's just battling to the death. No
to
biggie.
the death.
So is this a demon or a man?
It's like a watchdog of Farron or something like that.
I like that it's not showing you his eyes. Because you know they're there. They're just very narrowly hidden.
Bloodborne inspiration.
Oh,
the hat?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they both have 2 swords. What do you call that second sword? The one that's for, like, parrying and...
Oh, I don't know. A rapier?
I don't think so. Whoa.
This guy's nuts. This guy's just nuts. Oh, wait, he's an Abyss Watcher.
Oh, you hit him?
Yeah.
I couldn't even see him.
Yeah, and I did a surprising amount of damage, but that's it's a red herring.
Because, yeah, he's gonna just womp you, isn't he?
I mean, that was a punch. He didn't even go for his sword. See, there's another one?
Oh. Okay, so you have to... Oh, I see why they should hate this boss.
Yep. It's not even as bad as it gets.
So the Abyss Watchers just stand around killing each other?
Yeah. Until I show up, but they can actually do damage to each other.
Ooh, I like that.
But I don't know what the rule is on them, because some of them don't. Some of them do. Maybe there's like a civil war between the Abyss Watchers.
Is it possible the big one can hurt the little ones, but not vice versa?
Ooh. I don't know, because he just did the damage. Oh, yeah, okay. They fight each other. Maybe they don't fight the original.
Oh, they're actually fighting each other.
Oh, full-on fighting each other, yeah.
Okay, this is kind of cool.
It's fucking neat. It just has a bit of a random element, which I just don't agree with in a boss fight, but...
Yeah, like if those guys had both decided to come after you instead of fighting each other.
Which has happened. 100%.
The music's really epic in this room.
Yeah, in most games, quiet moments punctuate loud moments. In this game, loud punctuates the quiet.
That's a good
There's
point,
almost no music in this game other than boss fights. Would you mind turning it down a bit?
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's actually really fucking distracting. And I keep going for those quick hits. Oh, and they're going back to their fighty doodle.
And this guy's clearly the strongest.
Oh yeah, he's like the main. He mains Abyss Watchers.
Abyss Watcher main. Shoddy Abyss Watcher.
I love that kind of stuff. Those jokes about like games that operate like that. Like in Seeds, there's operators and people are like, oh fuck, he's probably an ash main. Probably mains Sledge.
It's just so much salt.
It is
in online gaming. I saw this one.
The tweet.
What's that?
The tweet. The politicians, the Canadian politicians tweet.
No. Oh, there's that one. Yeah. We found a way to extract the salt from my haters and put it on the roads. Such a great Canadian joke. Yeah. But it's this guy getting pissed off at like Call of Duty or something, and his grandmother comes in and gives him a cookie. And he eats it and he goes, "Oh, this is terrible." And she goes, "Yeah, it's salty like your attitude." Oh my god. I love when grandparents land huge slams on people. Because you just always expect, oh, that was a red herring, it wasn't over.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is he gonna keep rezzing these people?
Oh, check this shit out.
Whoa!
After everything he does, fire follows.
That is really freaking
It's
neat.
nuts. Is what it is.
Dude, that's a fuel air sword. That's legitimately what it's like. Yeah, see,
it
because
lights the air.
it
on
doesn't
fire.
burn immediately. It leaves something there, and then the fire fills in this space.
Holy fuck, he does a lot of...
He goes really far
he
with
moves.
that, too, yeah.
He just moves. I don't think my fire is a good way to go. I probably shouldn't be doing that.
It's good to get shots in, but he just moves too far.
Yeah.
Did you do this whole fight?
Yeah.
He doesn't summon people during this, does
No.
he? Good.
That's the balance element. To it.
Okay, yeah, because this would be retarded. Although he'd be destroying his guys pretty quickly, too, because of the amount of fire he's summoning.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Holy fuck.
He just tried to do a quick little melee grab.
He did, actually. Whoa! That last one always does a lot of distance. He's great at covering distance. I really appreciate that. Holy shit!
Jeez. He's pretty neat. His movements all feel really good.
They're very... I love the visual clarity in this game, and the boss fights really capture that. Because they usually do these big, long, like, whoosh.
I just can't even imagine. I can't even imagine making a game like this.
Oh, fuck.
How...
It took him like 6 years to get to this point.
Oh.
6 to 10. No, 8 years?
And I understand all that. How much work if we were to actually put it into man hours, like the amount of person hours. If you were to put it into the amount of hours that were physically put into making this game in any way, shape, or form, how many thousands of hours do you think that is?
Oh yeah, especially
hundreds of people working for years.
In video games, they have crunch time, which is like the last month or 2 weeks or whatever it is, and like if your game's behind, you often like the one of the like the lead people on Naughty Dog games said that she was often putting in like 60 to 80 hour weeks regularly, and like unpaid, like salary.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who, I won't say where he works, but he works salary and he gets a nice salary, like quite a tidy little salary.
Yeah.
But they will just sometimes just call him and be like, hey, we need you to do something. Like 3 or 4 hours worth of work on the drop of a hat.
Right.
And he'll work like 70-hour weeks. So all of a sudden, some of his weeks are like almost $15 an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm getting this exorbitant salary, which is awesome, but I'm giving up my life to get it.
I did that for a while. I was working like 60-hour weeks. I had no time to spend the money.
At least you were getting compensated for all 60 of those hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? At least there is that. But I think, yeah, I've always had that same thing. I want to make money, and I want to have money for the things I want. But I would much rather have a life than have money.
Oh, absolutely. I've been like, sometimes the schedule is being made, and it's like 50 hours on there. I'm like, you want to shave 6 of those off of there? Because I'd kind of like to have some time to spend the money.
Yeah, seriously. And 50, not the end of the world, but when people, I mean, even then, 50's a lot.
It's 150s all the time. I can do a
Yes.
50 once a week or once a month. It's totally fine. But a 50 month, that's fucking brutal. And sure, at the end of it, you're like, yay, money, but...
Dude, they're both attacking him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they were both attacking the big guy. The 50-hour weeks suck. The 60-hour weeks, I can't even
Oh, they're brutal.
believe.
Yeah.
So that's 5 12-hour days.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. People sometimes work more than that.
Oh, that's 5, why am I taking so much damage? That's 50 hours.
5 12-hour days?
Yeah. Is it not?
You sure about that, bro?
Oh, 4, never mind, sorry, my bad.
But yeah, 4 12-hour days, yeah, it'd be almost 50 hours. And I think that the hours I see people work, and the hours that I see people work that they're not paid for,
Yeah, it's
because
brutal.
I work with drillers, right? So
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to imagine their boss only gets paid while they're drilling. So because of that, they only get paid while they're drilling. So when they're like loading, unloading, going back to the shop, putting
Oh,
on
really?
supplies, all that stuff unpaid.
That's brutal.
Yeah, they get paid kilometers, which is, kind of cool. But personally, I'm a consultant, so consultants get paid for fucking everything.
Oh, billables. It's all about
Yeah,
the billables.
consultants get paid to pull out their laptop. You get paid like from the second you put your mind to work, and it's just unfortunate working with people that I know get a raw deal.
Yeah.
They work really long hours. They do very hard work. They're good guys. It's just it's where they found themselves.
That's the unfortunate thing about working with high school kids is that they're not. That's not the end of their week.
Mm-hmm.
And especially working in food, they're all coming to work on the busiest day, like a Friday, the busiest day of the week, after 5 days of school. That's a lot on a young person, man. I remember that feeling.
Yeah.
I remember feeling like Friday wasn't the end. It was an awful feeling.
It was the beginning.
Like Friday felt good before I had a job. It was like, fucking thank God it's Friday. Yeah, baby, video games. But then I had a job, and it was like, oh, I gotta work on Friday, and then I gotta work on Saturday. I might have Sunday off, and then I'm back to school. And that's too much for me now. 6 days of work.
Yeah, that's actually, I've been super into the idea of universal basic income recently.
Yeah,
I think I've told you about that.
Tell me about that. Yeah.
And I think I said, I don't know if I said this on an episode or not, but I've listened to so many videos about it that TED Talks keep coming up, but all of it's been said. I've listened to so many, I've heard all the points, so it doesn't even do me any good to listen to anymore. But one of the biggest points was someone said it allows students to not have to work. You know, when you do universal basic income, everyone expects that all work is going to fall off. You know, everyone's just going to fuck off. But
not at all.
Everyone tends to work more in almost all the studies except young people. And that's amazing because, yeah, you had to work through school. My girlfriend is currently working through school, and it's shitty. Having to do all that work and having all the stress from school plus having to go and, work 20 hours a week.
Well, it was so stressful in college that I actually dropped out, like, to work.
Yeah.
A shitty job because I had rent and stuff.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that could be avoided. And I have a friend who's an economist in some ways, and he definitely sees it from the side of things where it's expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's expensive to provide that for people.
Oh, absolutely.
But I just want to see people not hate what they do.
Oh, yeah, 5/7 of their life.
Do you know what the statistics are on people hating their job?
Oh, it's probably huge.
So I've heard it for probably 4, 5, or 6 countries. So I've had like a decent cross-section. And generally it's between 80 and 90%
wow.
of people either hate or don't feel engaged by their job.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, you can put me in that group.
You know, I exist in a position where I don't hate my job. I don't feel totally disengaged by my job, but even then, it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's not my passion.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine that 95% of the population is probably doing something to feed themselves. And I think that's the antithesis of art, right? If you have to get paid, your art suffers.
Yeah, in most cases.
In general.
It's why video games have, like, microtransaction bullshit. Like, you have these developers who care so much about the integrity of what they're creating, and then some money person comes in and they're like, no.
There's a lot of that going around where you have to make money. That's the primary thing. I'm fortunate that I'm in a position where I can earn a living and also do this, which we're passionate about.
Yeah.
And you are also in that same position for different reasons. But you have to imagine that for some people, the idea hadn't even crossed their mind that they could do other things.
Oh, yeah.
Also, for you and me have always had things we've wanted to do, right?
Some people don't figure it out for a long time.
That's the key. How many hobbies do you have? Tons, right?
Like, well, it's like video games, this show, and then making other, like my Hollow Knight videos out.
Yeah, that plus, like, you like to draw. You don't do it all the time, but
it's been years, actually.
You do some great... Oh, I guess that's true. It's been a long time.
Fucking goddamn, I hate these fucking assholes.
So maybe I just have a ton of hobbies. Because I'm always doing shit. I've always got things going on. I've got everything for the ad discussions. I'm always working on some sort of program for something. You know, there's reading. There's so many things going on that for me, it was never a matter of which passion to follow or what to do. It was just get to work.
We're
right?
very different. We're very opposite types of people, man. Like, you're healthy and fit and interested in bettering your life. You don't have time for video games, while as I put things aside for video games, I'm not fit, I'm not healthy.
Well, the video games thing, though, you are probably the one who, like, you bring all the games to the channel.
That's true.
The only games I've suggested I played when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right?
I was
Dark
thinking about that
Souls
the
is
other
all
day.
new. What were you
Is that,
thinking
like,
about?
Oh, that you were like mercenaries, and I was like, what is it? What else is he? Like he doesn't really play games. Like there's no like the decision on what to play is very much dependent on me.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, because it's not that I don't like video games. I love video games, but I love sugar.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of those things where it's not good for me, or at least it's not good for me right now. Because you also have to imagine I live with my girlfriend full time.
Right.
Right. So you have more free time. If I had that much free time, I would definitely play games. Like I love Terraria. I started playing Terraria recently because I can play 2 hours and then just put it down for a month.
I was really surprised when you said that you were like for like a month or two you were just like you just got back into WoW and just plowed through it.
Yeah. I leveled a character to level like what was it? It was a 7 times experience world, but I leveled a character to 70. I got them to 72 or something. I started going through Northrend, and then I just lost steam. I went, wait, what's the point? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
What does it amount to?
Yeah. And what it amounts to is a relaxation of the brain.
Oh, for sure.
That's why I like movies. That's why I like TV. It's why I like video games, because they give you a moment to stop, at least for me, stop applying my brain 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is you can't do that all the time. You know, that's where you get the parents that come home, throw on the TV, tell their kids to be quiet, and prop up their feet, right?
Right.
You get way too into relaxing. Relaxation is like one of the cardinal sins. Like I've heard a lot of TED Talks about things like comfort will kill you.
Breeds weakness.
Yeah, it breeds weakness. That's the best way to put it, actually.
It's Rengar.
Wanting to be comfortable is the greatest disservice you will ever do to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy, I worked with him for a bit. He moved here from Venezuela. And he's like, yeah, I'm going, man. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And he's like, you should leave this place. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And he's like, man, as soon as you get comfortable, you gotta go.
Oh, that's a good line.
And I'm like, wow, that's, I wish that I worked that way. Because for me, it's like, I'm comfortable here. I'd rather stay here.
That's how all people are.
Like,
that's
dude,
probably why he said it.
Since I was not making any money and I was feeding myself on like minute rice and chicken nuggets, I'm still doing that. I've had this job for 2 years. I'm still living on mostly rice and chicken nuggets because I know how to make it. I know how long it takes, and I'm comfortable with it. It's like I don't need to change it, so I don't.
So you're not interested in cooking?
Not that interested. I just don't want to put that time in.
Yeah, it's true. There's a significant time investment involved, especially because we make some meals, like we make cauliflower crust pizza.
That sounds fantastic.
Which is so good, but you have to blend up the cauliflower, strain it of all its water so that it's not too moist.
Yeah.
Then mix it, then bake it, then put the pizza stuff on and cook the pizza.
That's a lot of
right.
effort.
So it took us maybe 2.5 hours.
That's seeing this.
I'm seeing it. I'm not believing it.
That was like every shot I took missed, and every shot he took a hit. Brutal. I don't like cinematics that
in
repeat.
The middle of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We know what happens. He turns to fire, and then he comes back, and he fucks us.
Yeah, and there's certain things like in Neo, like every time you go into certain boss fights, it just like replays, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Damn.
Is that a joke? Did you think I wasn't sure that I needed the cinematic to defeat the boss?
Yeah. I wish I had suggestions for things that you could eat that would be like easy to make and good.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's all about like what you're into eating. I'm a big fan of what I call eggs and veggies. So I just take shredded cabbage, eggs, cheese, and a grain of some sort. So I use couscous. You could use rice. It's all the same. And then you just pour all the veggies and all the rice into a pan, pour eggs over it, and do it like eggs and rice. Or you just stir it around until it's dry, put some pepper on it. Probably takes like 20 minutes to make, and it's like an immediate healthy meal.
I fucking hate this boss, by the way. Like it's like fucking infuriating.
For
like
people,
what the fuck?
For people listening, he didn't hear that recipe at all. That was for you people.
I heard couscous and fucking asshole with fire sword. That's the only part of that I got.
Well, that's the second ingredient.
Fucking Jesus.
The asshole fire sword. You pour that in after the egg.
It's the secret ingredient. I really want to beat him because after we can find a place that gets the best fire spell in the game.
Oh, right. We've been waiting for that for a long time.
Or I could go the other direction and build myself up and get better to defeat that. The only reason why I'm not able to summon anybody is because we started without being online, and now I can't summon anybody. And I don't know what to do.
Let's go back. Let's build ourselves up.
Build ourselves up?
Build ourselves up.
Build up, down, and break it down, chicken bonnet.
Have you heard of Rob Wolf? He was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Is he Rob Wolf, keeper of the Farron Keep?
He's a keeper of the flame or something like that.
Okay.
No, he's a nutritionist and a jiu-jitsu artist. Just a dude.
Just an all-around dude?
He's a dude, man. And he talks about a lot of really interesting things about digestion and diet and all that kind of stuff. But one thing he said was that you essentially want to enjoy your food, but not too much.
Right. When
you start to enjoy your food too much, you're either putting something in it you shouldn't to make it taste better. You know, like when you go out and eat a Big Mac, it tastes awesome. But if you eat a burger from home, it doesn't taste as good immediately, but it tastes really good and overall you feel better.
Yeah.
It's that kind of idea. He's like, yeah, you don't want to enjoy your food too much. Because one thing I realized is it's not even just about what you're eating, it's about when you're eating it.
Right.
If you...
Yeah, not too close to sleeping.
That too. But one, you know how they always say, like, you want to eat many meals over the course of the day rather than, like, big discrete ones?
Oh, yeah?
You ever heard that? Well,
I didn't know that,
that was a theory for a long time. It was like, oh, you want to eat, like, a bunch of little tiny meals over the day rather than having these massive portioned meals. So I'm pretty sure they've sort of gone back a little on that. Because what they're thinking now is that the more minutes in the day your body has to digest, the more that fucks up your body. Because it's only supposed to digest food for like 9 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
That's how long your enzyme cycle is once you start eating. So if you're eating first thing in the morning at like 5 o'clock, like I am, like 5, 6 in the morning before work, and then you're eating your dinner at 5, 6 o'clock at night, that's a 12-hour cycle.
Oh.
And what's more than that, if I'm eating every hour, you know, like this hour I have a yogurt, that hour I have a banana, that hour I have a whatever, my stomach never gets a chance to actually digest all the food. It's constantly processing, so it's always inflamed. And then you feel like shit, so you want to eat more, and then the cycle keeps going.
Yeah, it does for me.
So I've actually found that taking, like almost skipping an entire meal is sometimes the solution.
That's
like,
weird, because last night I didn't eat it as much as I should.
And you felt better?
And I was like feeling hungry before I was going to bed, which is unusual for me, because I like to eat right before I go to bed, because I'm a fucking idiot.
I know, everyone does, man.
Like, I love that feeling. Like, it's like, I'll eat, and then video games, and then after video games, eat like some dessert, then lay down, pass out, wake up at 4 in the morning, go to bed.
What the fuck?
And that's my normal routine. Totally fucking normal. It's really not good for you. And every so often I'll wake up and my back is just fucking killing me. It's just like, this couch is pretty good, but it's definitely not an 8 hours sleep kind of couch.
No, it's not long enough.
No.
We're sitting
it's also not long enough.
For people who can't see, we're sitting on a love seat, so your feet don't go.
I would say this is a 3-person chair.
It's an extended love seat.
But you don't want to sit in this middle spot because there's like a metal rod in there, and that will go right up your poop.
Yeah,
your poop chute.
Get your tailbone.
The old pooper.
Yeah, I know that one.
I landed on my tailbone when I was a kid.
Ooh.
Fell like I don't know, probably my height.
That's not good, man. It's really not good.
And being a dummy too, like I jumped up on the thing, and then just like fell back.
Yeah, there's some things that happen to kids. Kids I've always found are this weird conundrum. They're just so retarded, but they're allowed to be because they don't know anything, but it doesn't make it less frustrating.
This is not going to ever be less frustrating.
This here.
I'm so used to the quick combat of all the games I've been playing.
I think quick combat feels better when you're doing it, but I think this combat feels more real.
Like I'm getting hit every fucking time I go for a shot. Fucking ass. I don't remember her being dressed last time I saw her. Or maybe I'm mixing up the last person we saw that had almost no clothing on.
Dressed? Did we fight someone without clothing?
Yeah, it was like... They were like under a certain area, and then you were like... This fucking game, man. How do they design this game? It was before the Crucifixion Woods. Right before it, actually.
Maybe.
She had like, or he had like tatters, just like robes.
Maybe I remember that.
What the fuck is this for?
But there's so many enemies in this game, and they're all this weird, half unique, half generic look. Where if you lined all the enemies up side by side, you could tell them apart, but could still tell that they're similar. Right? They're not.
There's two of these. Like there's like the guy that was just there, and then this one.
Yeah, this one you have to fight essentially.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's just sitting there war crying. Like, what are you doing over there? It doesn't increase the damage, buddy.
That'd be pretty sweet though if you could do 2 war cries and get double the damage.
It'd be amazing. The two of us have both war cried.
Yeah, he's not.
He's just only war crying. It's like they set his item usage to like war cry only.
Just think about that in a live action scenario. He yells at you, you hit him in the head with an axe and kill him. Very anticlimactic.
All right, thank you for joining us. Next time, interesting enemy placement.